Hey everyone, Matt Jarbo here with 3 Buck Theater. Thank you so much for watching. So a couple days ago, there was a hot gossipy scoop coming out of Lords of the Long Box, friends of this channel, and they had talked to their contact, a guy by the name of the Black Knight, and he had said that it's possible that Marvel will swoop in and scoop up DC, provided the 5G publishing initiative fails. Now, Ethan Van Sciver has been saying that if the 5G fails, that DC will be in a position to be sold, but he's also been kind of running that particular narrative now for quite some time, and so it is taken with an absolute grain of salt across the board. Now, a lot of people were laughing at this. They were not treating it as any kind of realism, and to be fair, I get it entirely. None of it really made a lot of sense. I did a video talking about it, and my whole approach was basically like, look, it's AT&T floating the rumor out there as a way to drive up demand and to drive up stock and to drive up comic sales. And I still stand by that particular theory. But over the course of the weekend at C2E2, Jim Lee commented on this whole thing, and all these articles popped up yesterday, the other day, saying DC Comics debunks rumors of Marvel takeover, obviously, saying there's no truth to the rumor that Marvel was planning to buy DC Comics. Jim Lee addressed the unsubstantiated rumor and debunked it. Well, except if you really look at what he says, he debunks it, but he doesn't outright say no. And therein lies the situation. When you have him saying, this is his exact quote, he says, to address some of the stuff that's out there, there's rumors, speculation. I wouldn't put any credence into it. DC has been around for 85 years, will be around for another 85 years. I hope to be doing this panel in 85 years. And a lot of people are like, yeah, obviously it makes a lot of sense. Why would DC sell itself? You know, sure, Dan DiDio left and Jim Lee is now the guy in charge. And obviously, you know, he would know what's going on. Like, he's not going to say anything, even if anything is going on. But there is absolutely 100% no way to look at the current state of DC Comics under its new parent company, AT&T, and ask yourself, are they going to go the way of the dodo? AT&T is going to start really looking at all of the different avenues of DC and which makes the most money. And right now, merchandise and the movies make more money than the comics do. The comics definitely sell and the comics definitely make money, but it's not as much as it could be otherwise. Like I said, merch does extremely well. And so the idea there that they want to make this 5G publishing initiative their main topic in order to try to get people to drop $8 on a new book every single month just feels like it's absolute lunacy. And so, of course, the idea of them failing and then being up for sale does come up. And people who are making the speculation that Marvel could then license the characters from DC is an interesting point to make. But what I'm talking about here specifically, and in my video, I broke it down too, and I said, look, there's no way it'd be Marvel, because Marvel and Disney are not going to want to share merchandise with another company. They're not going to want to share licensing rights with another company. They already have to deal with that with Sony, and they already have to deal with that with Universal and the Hulk. They're not going to do it. So debunking that particular rumor, yeah, sure, fine. But that was easily debunked if you just look at it from a business perspective. But again, if you look at what he says to address some of the stuff that's out there. There's rumors, speculation. That's not saying specifically what it is. That's not saying specifically what it isn't. But it does also really, it doesn't say no. It only debunks the rumor that Marvel buying DC. But then again, that rumor, like I just said, could easily be debunked if you spend 2 seconds and you look at it objectively. It doesn't make any sense. But that doesn't say that other companies might not come in and try to pick it up. They might just try to buy the distribution rights to the comics. And that could be a thing. Or they just shut down DC publishing entirely. Now, I know he says that DC's been around for 85 years, and he hopes to be around for another 85 years, and he wants to be doing this in 85 years, even though we'll all be dead. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, I get what he's trying to say there. He's trying to reassure people, because that's his job, is to reassure people. But he doesn't actually do anything that reassures anyone. He just says DC Comics will be around, but he doesn't say who's going to be owning DC Comics. He doesn't say who's going to be running DC Comics or how it's going to be run, or if DC Comics is even going to be DC. He just says DC. He doesn't say comics, films, merchandise, video games, entertainment, whatever. He doesn't say any of those things. He just says DC. And of course, the people are going to sit there and look at that and go, oh, he means the comics because he runs the comic division. Obviously. Sure, that's a good way of looking at it. But again, he's not specifically saying what's there. When you see a statement like this, you have to look at it and look to see what is not being said. You have to read in between the lines. And he's not saying a lot more than he's actually saying. Now, there will be people who watch this video and they're like, you're just making a clickbait speculation. Look, I'm not saying anything's going to happen, but I'm saying like the rumors that they're going to sell off DC Comics and looking at the current state of comics just in general, you know, I mean, it just, you know, that's not hard to look and kind of put two and two together. You can add everything up and go, yeah, I can see what's coming down on the horizon. It doesn't take a doctorate in comicsology to understand where the medium is going, to understand where the pathway to success is going, you know, where the money is. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So you have to look at it from what would be mostly the Occam's razor approach to this, which in my mind boils down to a lot of the ideas of this is like, you know, what's going to be easiest for them. Obviously, selling off the characters is not going to happen. There's too much money wrapped up in the movies and the television and the video games and the merch. So none of that. But licensing out characters to a smaller publisher or a smaller imprint, or just going straight digital and foregoing actual publishing to no longer print out books and send them out, or to maybe even go the route of going on demand with Amazon or something. Oh, you want to buy this book? Print on demand. I mean, that could be the future of it too. But the future of where DC is very shaky in regards to its current structure, and it's going to have to evolve and it's going to have to change. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why they did DC Universe as a way to really kind of beef that up. But DC Universe, as great as it is going to be folded into HBO Max because it just seems like the most logical conclusion. But having a distribution platform for comics that people can read on their TV, that's pretty cool. And the infrastructure is already there. So I could see DC, the service for comic book reading, you know, that the universe being treated just for comic books. And, you know, having a low price point for that could be something that they choose to do, that kind of digital distribution. And in that form, DC would stay, but they would maybe forego doing any kind of physical retail publishing. And that's what I'm talking about. So there's a lot going on here. It's going to be crazy to see where things go. You guys are, again, totally free to agree or disagree with me on this. That's entirely fine. I just look forward to you guys leaving your comments and having a conversation with me. And here's the deal. If you guys like this content and do want to see more things like this, come over here to join the channel. You can click below right there and hit that button. You get one, you know, you get the matinee for $2 a month, which is just a way to say thank you and that you guys like what I do. You can do a Prime membership, which is $5 a month, which gets member-only live streams and special badges when we do live streams. You can also do the IMAX producer credit for $10 a month, which puts your name in the end credits of the video, so something there to consider. Anyway, look, I really appreciate anyone who wants to just watch the content and help out. That's the way I view it. And if you do want to keep the conversation going, one of the best things to do is to head over to facebook.com/groups/3buck theater, join up in the conversation over there, and we'll get everything rolling. Eventually, I'm also going to be putting out, I have a Reddit, but I don't promote it very often. And there's also a Discord, and I'm just trying to build up the Facebook right now because I feel that that is probably the best course of action. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, so much for engaging, so much for being here. Really, you guys are awesome. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.